So now here let's go ahead and define the string method. So I'll go ahead and type in def double underscore str, and we will pass in self as the parameter. And here what we wanted to do is that instead of having this movies object over here, we actually want to go ahead and display the name of the particular movie right here. And henceforth what we will do is that we'll type in return, and now in order to get access to this particular name, we type in self.name. So now once we go ahead, save the code, and if we go back over here and hit refresh, as you can see, now we have the name of the movie over here instead of actually having movies object. Okay, so now once we have access to this particular movies object in the admin panel, now let's go ahead and learn how to create a view to list out all the movies which are available over here inside the model. So in order to create a view, we actually go ahead and go to the views.py file, which is this file right here. And the first thing which we do is that we first of all import the model which we have just created, which is the movies model. So let's go ahead and type in from dot models import movies, and once we have imported that, we can now actually go ahead and fetch objects from this particular movies model. So let's go ahead and define a view here. So we type in def, and let's say this view is actually going to list out all the movies, and henceforth we call this view as movie list. So I'll type in movie underscore list, and as usual this view is going to accept a parameter which is request, and now we go ahead and extract all the objects from this particular movies model. So we type in movies.objects.all, and now in order to save these objects into something, we save it into a movies object. So now once we have that, we now have access to all of these objects. Now let's go ahead and pass this movies object as a context to a template. So now in order to list out all of the movies, we now need to go ahead and create a template and pass in movies object as the context to that particular template. So I can type in return render, and in here I can type in request, because that's what you pass in to the render function, and then you pass in the template. So right now we don't have any sort of template right here, but still we are going to type in the template path as let's say the app name. So our app name is nothing but new app. So I'll type in new app slash, and let's say the name of the template is going to be movie underscore list.html. And also let's pass in the context as well, which is movies object, and let's name this thing as, let's say, movie objects, because that name actually sounds appropriate, because this is going to have the objects of movies. And let's pass in that context over here as well. So I'll type in movie underscore objects as movie objects. Okay, so once we do that, we are pretty much good to go. Now we need to go ahead and create this template right here. So you all know how exactly do we create a template inside an app. So we want to create a template inside the new app. So we go ahead and first of all create a new folder, call this thing as templates, and inside this templates directory we again go ahead and create a new directory and name it as new app. And in here we finally go ahead and create a new file and call it our template, which is nothing but movie underscore list.html. So once we go ahead and do that, now we have our template right here. So now as we have passed in the movie objects as the context to this particular template, now we can go ahead and make use of that over here. So what we do is that we loop through each one of those objects which we have in the movie list. So in order to loop through, we use a for loop here. So I can type in for movie item in movie underscore objects, which means now we want to access a single movie item inside the movie objects, and we also end this for over here by typing in end for. And now in here, let's go ahead and loop through them. So I can type in movie underscore item, and now I actually want to access the name of that particular item, so I can type in dot name over here, which is nothing but this name right over here. So now once we go ahead and do that, we are pretty much done creating the template. And now once we have the model, once we have the view, the next thing which we need to do is that we need to define the URL patterns for this particular view, which is movie list. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So in the urls.py file right here, first of all, we go ahead and we need to import this particular view because we want to associate this particular view with a URL. And I guess I have misspelled movie over here. That should actually be MOVIE. So once we fix that, we can go ahead and import that over here. So I can type in from new app import. I can just import views here, or I can also type in from new app.views import movie list. So you can do either way. So I'm just going to import views here, and then I'm going to use the movie list in here. So I can type in path, and let's say the URL for this is going to be movies. So I can type in movies / and then I need to pass in view. So in order to pass in view, I will make use of this views right here, which I have just imported, and from this views I will actually use the movie list view. So I can type in views.movie list, and the name is going to be movie underscore list. So once we go ahead and do that, we are pretty much good to go. So now that means we have successfully completed the setting up of the model, the view, and the template as well, and we also have a URL in place to actually give us access to that particular view. So let's see if this thing works fine. So let's make sure that the server is up and running, and now let's open up the web browser and let's go to /movies. So when I go ahead and hit enter, as you can see, it says my movie over here. And now let's go ahead and try to add some more movies in here. So let's go ahead and add in another movie, like let's say second movie. Let's say the rating is 4.7, and let's click on save. And as you can see, we have my movie and second movie over here. And now let's go back to /movies and let's see what do we get. So when we go to movies, as you can see, we have the second movie as well. That means now we have a view which actually lists out all the movies in our database. So that's it for this lecture, and I hope you guys were able to understand how to set up the model, view, and the template for our project. And in the upcoming lecture, we are going to learn about pagination, that is how to exactly go ahead and limit the amount of movies you can have on one page. Which means that let's say if you have 5 movies and let's say you only want to display 3 on this page and you want to display the rest of the 2 on the next page, you can do that using pagination. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.